Hi everyone, this is Rachel from the Joe Torre Safe at Home Foundation. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about how families can come together to create a calming tool that can be used daily to relax and distress, especially when we're feeling a little bit anxious or worried. So what you're going to need for this activity is an empty plastic bottle. It can be a water bottle or like a small personal soda bottle, but you definitely want to stick with using plastic. And then we are going to fill the bottle with things that we can find around the house. Now you can use art materials if you have them, but if you don't, that's okay. You can just get creative with other things you can find around the house that can fit into this bottle and that won't degrade in water. So for today, I'm actually just using some small pasta, and we are going to put in a handful of our material like so. Put some pasta in there. What's great about this is if you do decide to make this as a family, you can have each person put in their own personal material so that the calming tool is reflective of each person in the family. Now you can also make more than one if you have enough materials and if everyone wants to have their own, but being able to share one as a family is great too. So the next thing you're going to use, if you have it and you don't have to, is some food coloring. The calming tool will work just as well if you decide to leave your water clear. So I just put a drop of some blue food coloring in there. And then our last step is to fill the bottle. And we're going to fill it about 3/4 of the way full. Now this is much easier if you do it at your sink. But just for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use a larger cup to fill the bottle. A little bit more. Okay. So once you have your materials and your water and a little bit of food coloring, if you choose to use some in there, you can kind of just swirl it up a little bit. You want to make sure that you close that lid really tight because you don't want that water spilling anywhere. So now that we've created our calming tool, we're going to talk a little bit about how we can use this. So like I said before, it's great if you make one that you can share as a family, because what you can do is leave this in a common space somewhere where everyone in the family will know where it is and be able to easily find it. And then it's a great tool that you can use not only to relax and distress, but also to set boundaries for yourself when you need a moment from your family members. So this, like I said, if you leave it in a neutral space, when a family member comes and they take the bottle, it's kind of a message to everyone else that they're offline for that moment. They're taking a moment to themselves just to relax, to calm down before they come back to rejoin the group. So what you're going to do when you are ready to use the bottle is you're going to find a quiet, private space for yourself. It can be hard sometimes to find a quiet space when we're home, especially with a lot of family members. So again, you can get creative, maybe use the bathroom, or maybe just find a small quiet corner somewhere in the home where you can sit undisturbed for a couple of minutes. Once you get to your quiet space, you're going to take the bottle and you're going to sit quietly. If you have a chair and you want to sit with your feet on the floor, or if you're sitting on the floor and you want to sit cross-legged and just put yourself in a comfortable position. Take the bottle, and this bottle really engages our sense of sight. And what we're going to do is just gently kind of twist the bottle back and forth, tilt it. You can spin it this way if you want to, just kind of get the water moving. Center your gaze on the materials in the bottle and on the water. And just take a moment to take a couple of deep breaths. And as you're taking your deep breaths, just kind of notice how your body feels. Notice your belly going in and out. Maybe your chest rising and falling. And notice the water and how the water is moving. Think about how the bottle feels in your hand. So if you want to shake it up a little bit, think about, does the bottle feel heavy? Does it feel light? We're just going to take one final deep breath. And then to wrap up the activity, you're going to just shake up the bottle as much as you can. And just kind of sit for a moment and watch as the water settles. And as your materials settle, they may sink to the bottom, they may float to the top. And once you're finished and the water has settled and you've taken your deep breaths and recentered yourself, you can then go and rejoin the family, bring the calming tool back to where you agreed to keep it together. And that is how we use our calming tool and how we make our calming tool to use on a day-to-day basis. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your support of the Joe Torre Safe at Home Foundation. We hope to see you again soon.